Hello, everybody. This is Dave Robinson, the father of Geologist Daniel C. Robinson. Thank you guys for coming in on this evening's Q&A prime time. Tonight, I want to do a reflection on Daniel. I just want to think about some of the things, just kind of get that mood into who Daniel is, who Daniel Robinson, Geologist Daniel C. Robinson. Tonight, I will be doing a little reflection and also talk about the event that I'm having. Of course, touch a little bit on the mail-in protest because it's so important, and as well as take your questions. So, again, thank you guys for coming in this evening's Q&A. Again, I'm David Robinson, and I will see you on the other side. Thank you.
So much hate going on in the world, so much pain, so much suffering. This is for those who need a risk. You are not hidden. There's nothing that can hide. No one you feel it. You're not defenseless. I will be your shelter. I'll be your armor. I hear your whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. An army to find you in the middle
When the lights and camera turn off, I will be here. When the interest and conversation fade, I will be here. When there's no one around, a father will do anything it takes to be there for his son, to protect his family.
Daniel Robinson went missing 4 months ago. This is the last photo his family has of him. He's a 24-year-old geologist, last seen leaving his job site in Buckeye, Arizona.
As the Gabby Petito homicide case garners national attention, another young person has been missing for nearly 3 months, and his family is desperate to find him. 24-year-old Daniel Robinson, a geologist, was last seen on the morning of June 23rd, leaving his work site in the desert of Buckeye, Arizona.
David Robinson had only one thought on his mind as he drove the nearly 1,800 miles from his South Carolina home to Phoenix.
I had to find my son. And I will continually search for him. Thank you guys for coming in this evening's Q&A prime time. I'm David Robinson, the father of geologist Daniel C. Robinson. We'll be here tonight to talk about my son, Daniel, of course. He's a geologist that graduated from the College of Charleston, who moved out to Arizona straight after he graduated. Landed his first job immediately once he arrived in Phoenix, Arizona, with an engineering company called Matrix New World. It's also called Matrix Southwest Groundwater, where they hired him on as a field geologist, also called a hydrogeologist. My son had been working for them almost nearly going close to 3 years before he eventually went missing on June the 23rd of 2021. My son, Daniel, field geologist, like I said, get assignments to various well sites all across Arizona. Those well sites and other developments, those wells have to produce at least 100 years of water. That's something required by law. Daniel is a scientist. His job as a geologist is to look at those water levels coming out the ground and determine if those groundwaters can support 100 years of water. That's something, like I said, is by law. It had to be done by law in Arizona because it's a desert state. It had to support these communities where people live. They have drinking water. Also, Matrix New World also have the water tested to make sure those waters are drinkable. On June 23rd, my son was doing just that, doing his job. And of course, you guys know the story from there. Those who do not, and you may be new to the channel, I will talk in more details later. But for now, you guys who probably been here already know the story. If you guys have any questions, you ever heard about the story, you can also ask those questions in the comment section. Just make sure you guys, when you come in the comment section, to put a capital letter Q, the word question or question marks before your question. As I'm coming down the comment section, I can tell or see your questions. I would like to get to every last one of your questions as I'm coming down. Tonight, I just want to talk about some things with about Daniel. Daniel's, the youngest of his siblings, and youngest male of his siblings. And growing up, Daniel, like I said, been the last one, has been a big person that challenges himself and also challenges his siblings. You guys hear me say this numerous of times. Just growing up watching Daniel. First of all, Daniel was a really crying baby. You know what I'm saying? I said he was really loud and you can hear him. His sisters, who are twins, you could barely hear them. There have been times where they cry and I wouldn't hear him at all. But Daniel makes sure he's heard and he gets his way. But one of the things about Daniel, of course, you guys know that Daniel has been born with missing his right hand. But they have never stopped Daniel. Even at the beginning, when he was little. There's only been one time that Daniel grew up, as he was growing up. I think he was probably around 4 or 5 years old. He asked his mother, or could be 6 possibly, asked his mother about his hand. And she just told him something to the effect that God has it and he would return it to him one day. God needed it. Daniel never asked about it ever again. One thing I noticed about Daniel, of course, he played video games a lot. He just like any typical child with his siblings. He one of the things that impressed me the most was the fact that he figured out how to do things differently, but do things and master it. You know, he's one of those siblings that challenges his other siblings, and he often win just simple things like video games. He actually do well at it. Also, he had a big brother to look up to. His brother was into instruments, and as well as we come from a family that have that type of thing where we like instruments and science and things like that. Of course, he's looking at his older brother. His older brother was playing the trombone, and as well, Daniel wanted to play instruments. I was in war at the time when Daniel picked up the French horn. He learned how to play the French horn. He taught himself, and of course, picked that up and did really, really well. He did so well. I remember coming back from Afghanistan, and some people in South Carolina was hitting me up, some friends from high school, was telling me, "Hey, your son was on the news, on a news channel, on the local news, and they was talking about how well he played his French horn." And so, I'm very proud of him. Still have those articles and things like that we get from Daniel. Daniel always in school, just from those classes from junior high, elementary school, and high school, receive a lot of awards. But like I said, he was playing that instrument, doing it very, very well, very well. He moved on to graduate to the trumpet. He started playing the trumpet as well. He mastered that. People was wondering how he's able to do certain things like that. That is Daniel. Like I said, he would never ever let anything. So growing up with Daniel, seeing Daniel growing up, as almost forget that he was born without a right hand, because those one thing, his personality was so explosive that's one of the things you probably wouldn't even notice unless you're just looking, because you're just so focused on who he is as a person. You definitely would not be focused. Daniel also excelled in school. He's, like I say, he always have his awards. He always getting some type of award. You guys see some of the pictures. You see the medallions always around his neck. He always winning some type of award, academic award. And have a high GPA. Always have, because he has siblings. Like I said, all of them are scientists, so they all challenges each other. All of them did well. One of the AAP type classes, going up doing those high classes and things like that, doing very well for themselves, getting prepared for college. One of the sisters, for instance, was the first Black woman in South Carolina to get the Bill Gates Millennium Scholarship. So some of those things, was what goes on with himself and the sibling. He can actually have somebody to look up to. Daniel decided to get into geology. He dabbled with the idea when he's coming out of high school. You guys could see some of the video I put on Q&A when he was saying, "Hey, I'm Daniel Robinson, majoring in geology." He was still undecided. Once he got to the freshman year in college, he was very much undecided. But from that point, he decided, after he took that class, he fell in love with it. He really fell in love with it. And not only did he just fall in love with it, he actually did well at that as well. Graduated with honors, and you name it. So also in college, he lived a college experience. Always have friends, you guys. In college, I remember my daughter was telling me, the 3 of them was going to college of Charleston together. My daughter's, I think, was pretty much a senior about it that year, of junior or senior. Daniel was just getting to college, and they all would, hang out together in school at school. But at times, whenever my daughter says she hangs out with Daniel, they can be walking down the sidewalk, and they always people always speaking to him. So they, man, everybody. Everybody know Daniel, and he just that kind of guy. Like I said, you guys, if you met Daniel, you couldn't help but love Daniel. Daniel's a very friendly person. He's friendly, family oriented, of course, but he's very friendly, makes friends really quickly. Really joy to be around. Daniel also is one of the founders of the chapter of his fraternity at the College of Charlotte Greek fraternity. And like I said, with those friends, those friends of his, they all get together and they go do things, travel to. I mean, they even went to Puerto Rico. I did tell you guys about a story of that. is something I was refusing to let happen because, my idea for Daniel is to make sure he stay focused with his school, because I've been hearing from his sister. He's really living the college experience, living in the barracks. I mean dorms. Excuse me. I always say barracks. I'm a military guy, but the dorms. Living in that dorm, he was living that college experience with his friends. And as a parent, you're always worried about making sure they do well and graduate, especially when you're putting a lot of money in to make sure they do well. So also, like I said, once Daniel decided, like I said, to be in geology, he graduated honors. He had to take a class straight out of college. Had to take a class. I don't know reason why. Never get to the details of that. When he going across the stage, and then he had to leave to town with the school for a class he had to take in Flagstaff, Arizona. And once he got there, the assumption was that Daniel was coming back to South Carolina, where we can help him get set up for what he want to do next, find a job, those type things. But Daniel did call and said, "Hey, look, like I said, Daniel always going to tell everything. We always going to know what's going on." Daniel let us know that, hey, look, he decided he wanted to stay in Arizona. He didn't want to come back to South Carolina. He landed a job immediately, and so we're happy about that. Of course, he stayed into Phoenix, Arizona. He stayed with one of the coworkers that was a coworker then, the same one that came to my daughter's house to let her know that he was looking for her. Went to go live with him for I think a few weeks until he got his apartment. And once he got his apartment, like I said, he definitely just landed a job immediately with Matrix New World, Southwest Groundwater. One of the backgrounds to him getting that job, you guys know, is because Daniel, again, his friendship with his friends, his parents, one of his friends in college, his parents own Matrix New World, Matrix Southwest Groundwater. Of course, he introduced Daniel to his parents, and they got him onto that job. So again, Daniel, entrepreneur spirit. One thing about Daniel when it comes to family, family oriented young man, very family oriented. He's like I say, just make a point. When we have some little things that maybe a little you call a discrepancy. Every family have a little something going on. Daniel also make sure he steps in the gap and pull things back together. Another thing that I love about Daniel when he takes time with his grandparents. A lot of young folks don't think that it's really important all the time to be present with your grandparents. Not Daniel. Daniel, he's always there trying to find way. Even when we live in Arizona, he made a special trip just to come down to see his grandparents. What I was told, he said he stared outside the window. His grandmother said the same, just to visit. Just during the COVID time. Of course, he didn't want to risk exposing his grandparents to anything. So he's talked to them outside the window, but he had to go see his grandparents and had to come see me and some of his other families and mother, of course. But Daniel is definitely a family-oriented person. That's why it was really hard to even imagine Daniel would do anything without talking to his family. We're just very close. We have, of course, like I said, every family have disagreements or whatever the case may be, but we're a very tight knit family. We talk about anything and everything. What I don't know, I found out through from his siblings and vice versa, and so on and so on. We always keep in contact with each other and know exactly what's going on. Daniel, of course, like I said, once he got to Arizona, he's just like me in some aspects when it comes to making sure he's being a man and take care of his responsibilities, take care of himself. Daniel got himself a vehicle. I mean, quickly. He got himself a vehicle. He started off, he was too proud. He got himself what I call a hoopty a vehicle that he had to repair, just to make sure he get to where he said, hey, I want to get to work. I want to be sure I'm on time. And make sure, he's doing things that he's supposed to do to make sure he's taking care of himself, make sure he's on that job. And he bought that vehicle, and I'll never forget, he always called me and said something, asked me advice, because one thing about Daniel and siblings, I did teach them about how to fix cars and get into that type of stuff. Make sure you know certain little things that when I was up under the car doing things, I had to make sure him and his brother, his sisters as well, know some things as well to check and be up in that car, learn some stuff. So that was helpful for him. He was there to put those things together and fix up on that car until I think he had enough, and he decided to buy this Jeep Renegade that you guys see behind me right there. But yeah, that was when he bought that Jeep Renegade. Very happy. The picture you guys can see the real pretty picture of that. That's the picture that he sent me. Very proud because it's a symbol of his manhood. Then he bought something for himself, and anybody would feel that way. You buy your first nearly new car. That really shows your adulthood and you're taking care of yourself. Very proud of that vehicle, Daniel. Also, like I said, he lived in Phoenix first, and then he eventually decided to move into Tempe, Arizona. He wanted a nicer apartment, a bigger apartment, more space. And also, I think this Tempe is one of those college areas where it's really nice to be around people his age group. So that was a really nice apartment that he moved to, community. He decided to do that. Like I said, in the meantime, he still have his plans and things he wanted to do with life. Me and my son talk all, but I can't talk. I'm speaking about myself, the relationship I have with my son. Of course, I can't speak for his mother and his siblings because that's out. I can tell you the outsider, but the deep part of that for myself is that Daniel and I we have our 2-hour conversations, and in our conversation we talk about everything in life, what fathers and sons like to talk about as well, from sports to you name it. But one of the biggest parts about Daniel, he's always inquisitive. He always have questions. Hey, look, this is what I'm planning to do. That's what I'm saying, you guys. The conversation we have is always what his plans are. Daniel always reflects his plans to us, his parents, and he tell me about his plans and what he wants to do. He has my advice and things like that. So give him my advice, especially about investing and his entrepreneur. His goal was to be a millionaire before he's 30. That type stuff. He was wanted to make sure that he's getting all his ducks in a row. His entrepreneur, how he's going to take geology and utilize that for business of his own. So they had plans, very much a lot of plans. He wants to travel as well. Daniel loved people, like I said, so he definitely sought out to go abroad and go to other countries. He wanted to be able to do that, so he knew he had to upgrade on job eventually to make more money. That way, he can do a little more travel and then go into other countries to learn. He just want to learn other people's culture. He just want to be around cultures and around different people to like I said, just learn about their culture. So those are some of the things about Daniel when he and I would talk and the things that he plans. And like I say, even the week before he went missing, my last conversation a few days before he missed, I think it was 2 or 3 days before he went missing. He and I was talking about his plans. He had plans to go hiking with his sister that weekend. He wanted to go, I think, go see his other sister in California. But we already had our plans that I would come in July from South Carolina in 2021 to see this Jeep for the first time. His sister was coming from California. His other sister there in Arizona. We all getting together and spend time with each other in July. But you guys know what happened in July. The opposite happened. That's the way I had to see that vehicle. But that's Daniel's plans. He made plans, and whenever he made plans, he always check with his family and let us know. Daniel also, lastly, he liked to dabble with things. So he surprised me. I'm a computer engineer major. He called me one day and said, "Hey, Dad, I want to build this computer." He just wanted to stop using the work laptop and the work computer. He wanted to have something that's really strong. He's a gamer as well. He liked to play his games, and also, but he wanted something with more RAM and things like that into it. So, to make a long story short, he was getting advisor with me to what type, computer to get and things like that. But he built it himself, and tell me what he was doing, and very proud of a few days before he went missing. He was just finishing that building that computer. You guys, the one you may have seen on some of the pictures I had to put up to rebut the Discovery ID channels take of Daniel's apartment. So he just built that computer. You guys did very well, and I mean this amazing young man. So again, that's what I want to talk about this evening is some of the things about my son to make sure that I'm telling you guys, though Daniel's just like anybody else. He's a average person, but at the same time, he's striving to do great things. He had life plans ahead of him. There was no indications of him this hating life or just want to be away from life and things like that. That you guys may want to or may have heard. It was like more so the opposite of things that Daniel would discuss with me. Now, like I said, there's one thing you guys know on some of the things you heard about the story of Daniel, his disappearing. You hear that the Buckeye Police Department, for instance, say his coworkers said he was that and no strange, and I really, you guys tried to define what odd and strange really is. Some people may think I'm acting odd and strange because of my character, or things may change because we go through the stress like I'm doing now with family. You can think about anything. You can have a bad day at work, and you may just don't want to talk to somebody. You may have whatever the situation is, but you don't go. That don't mean you're going off yourself. Like I said, Dane didn't have any indications of any of that type stuff. He didn't have indication, like I said, his personality would be more if Daniel wanted to not go to work anymore. He just wanted to be away from Nature's New World and say, hey, I'm just done with it. I'm out of here. He would not crash his car and all that kind of stuff, and just to get away from Nature's New World. Matter of fact, he wouldn't even went to the first well site that they claim he went to. He wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have been bothered with it at all. So those are the type things that just knowing my son, that I reflect on. Like I say again, guys, when I first came out to Arizona, I was always telling I got to find my son. But I think I was saying it more like he's my child. That's what I said. I got to find my child. I got to find my child. And as a parent, that's what we see. Like you see on the video, whenever we look at your children, no matter how old they get, that's what you see, right? That person that you've been taking care of since they're young. I will go into chats right now, you guys. I want to tell you, first of all, thank you for coming into this evening Q&A prime time. Marion, thank you so much for being here from the YouTube side. Good evening to you. Tub883, thank you again for coming in from England. And that's amazing. That's amazing. Every time I see you, Tub883, I really appreciate it that you're taking time to do that. So thank you so much. I don't know the time difference. Just offhand, I think it's like 6 or 8 hours, I'm guessing. But the fact is that you are taking time to be here on the Q&A. Thank you. Also, Tracy, thank you so much for being here. Good evening to you. T and Wildflower, thank you so much. Thank you for the ribbons and the day of remembrance. Ribbons and the remembrance. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. The missing person. God bless you. Also, Danielle, thanks so much for being here. The song has helped me through my darkest time. I pray you find Daniel. Yes, very powerful song. I had a content creator, Miss Q Carlock is her name. She put that video together with the music. That's the first time I heard that song. And yes, it does something to you, and it does it can help you get through. So yes, very great song. I heard different versions of it. When I say versions, different artists that sing it, the original artists as well. But it's a beautiful song, very beautiful, well put together. Also, again, thank you so much, T and Wildflower. I really appreciate that. Yes. That's one of the songs I used on the Day of Remembrance. You guys probably remember we had the event, A Day of Remembrance, and that song was utilized then. Also, what's that? The candlelit visual. I take that back. I was on a candlelit visual. Also, Madison, thank you so much. Hello to you. Thank you for your prayers. I really appreciate it. Me and my family and I are definitely appreciative of that. We need all the prayers that we can get. Anissa, thank you so much again for the super chat. You're such a wonderful person. Again, thank you. Good to hear from you today as well. Never going to stop searching for Daniel or for justice. That's right. We have to keep going, you guys. Hashtag please help find Daniel. Hashtag justice for Daniel Robinson. You guys can share on your social media accounts to help the algorithms, and keep Daniel's story going forward. That's what I'm doing right now, you guys. Along with everything else I'm doing, I have to make sure that Daniel's case don't go cold or go disappear in the wind. Not when there's so much things that need to be taken care of before that happen. We definitely going to find Daniel. So thank you so much, you guys, for constantly doing that. And Nissa. All right, Toto 883, thank you again. We love you, Daniel. Yes. Wonderful. I love him. You guys love him. And it's amazing to see people like yourself who have never met Daniel and love him. And that's what I'm saying, you guys. That's what humanity really is, saying, to have a lot of empathy for others and put yourself in their shoes. And I really appreciate you, Tub 883. Thank you so much. God bless you. Mary Ellen, thank you so much for being here this evening. Yes, it is a wonderful song. Again, thank you, Anissa, again, for the super chats. And thank you, and again, thank you, Anissa, for putting that up, you guys. If you have any questions, just like Anissa did here, you guys, please utilize the capital letter Q, the word question or a question mark before your question, and then I know you have a question, because sometimes I'll come down to comment section, depends on if I have a lot of them. I have to kind of come down kind of quickly because time sometimes running out for the Q&A, and I want to make sure I get to everybody's questions. So thank you, Anissa, for doing that. The question is, since there were 11 additional miles on Daniel's vehicle, has anyone constructed the 11-mile radius and gone into businesses, neighborhoods, etc., to inquire about video, ring camera, store video, etc.? Well, the 11 additional miles that was based on when I was doing my search on NISA out there, we based the radius once the vehicle showed up. Of course, we didn't have that 11 additional mile information exactly when the vehicle showed up, so it was out the searching in that area. But then when my investigator came back with the 11 additional mile that was on that vehicle after the airbags deployed, from that point, we decided, from that crash site right here, we made a 11-mile radius, and that's where the search zone started becoming. So we started searching things 11 miles from there, and that was all in the desert. It was never any areas where there's residential or any things like that. We did find a lot of things that stood out in those 11 miles. We had some people from California come out before they pointed out the damage on the bottom of the vehicle. There's also investigators came out and showed the damage of the vehicle may match one of the boulders that was out there. But I think we later dismissed that as a fact because it can be very determined. We didn't see anything that would match that, like scrapes or paint transfer and things like that from the bumper or anything like that. So, make a long story short, that was the radius that we did from this crash site. It was more so that 11 additional mile radius search. So, but like I said, it wasn't in the neighborhood. It's on private property, as well as BLM land, Bureau of Land Management, and some parts of Maricopa County, the islands that's out there, Buckeye and Maricopa County. Also, let's see who else I got here. Aaron Chase, thanks so much, Aaron, for being here this evening for evening prime time. I really appreciate everything you have done. Also, in the background, thank you for your love and all the hard work you put in. Thank you for your love and everything you've done. Yes, your sweet baby. Yes, he's a wonderful, wonderful young man. See, I'm about to go child again. So he's a very wonderful young man. Guys, I'm telling you, it's rough all the time. Rough all the time. I'm really next month we're gonna come up to another year. It'll be 2 years that Daniel's been missing, and I can't tell you guys that it's very hard to even think about. It's been going on 2 years since the last time I heard my son's voice, and it's rough. It's a rough thought. It's a rough thought. Again, the blessing is that so far, until I find Daniel, I have recordings that we listen to. Things out we have, other things where videos, of course, we growing up and things like that I can't share with the public. So we have pictures and videos and things that we can also look at as a family. And but that don't take replace of the person themselves. So Daniel growing up is his it's some of the things that Daniel would do that just the particular things that he would do that I miss. It's just a little simple, little small things, even in the phone call that Daniel would do. His facial movements, his hands movements, the way he move his head or something. Those type things is very well missed. Also, Larnell, thank you so much for being here, sir. I really appreciate it. You guys know again, I'm saying it, repeating again. Larnell, director of Dan Ross Foundation, also a part of the A-team, and my friend also, and a moderator. So thank you so much, sir, for being here this evening. Also, Madison, thank you so much for being here on the Facebook side. I really, truly appreciate your question. The question is, hi, David, has there been anyone that received a response from the Buckeye Police Department yet? I have. I don't know if it's from the Buckeye Police Department, but some have gotten responses. I think NISA as well got responsible from the Maricopa County or Tempe. I think it was Tempe Police Department. So, um, but Buckeye, just like I say, guys, I've sent the letter to the Buckeye Police Department Chief Hall directly. His response back was everything outside of the request of having my son case moved over to the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. So no, I don't expect Buckeye to do anything right. But the whole thing is, Madison, is the numbers. The numbers of things going in. They cannot say they did not receive these things. But that's what I'm saying. If you guys have a return, they should be returning something back to you as well. That's why I say I couldn't rely on Buckeye to do the right thing at all. But they definitely are receiving those letters, those mail stuffers and things. And that's a good question. Anybody think that I should bring back those letters or should keep it that way? I decided to just do the mail stuffers for you guys, almost like holding up that picket sign and just saying, "Hey, look, I'm going to, I'm protesting, and I'm sending these in back to back. Just keep sending these things in whenever you guys can. Sending those letters in with just those stuffers. Outside with no letters, no FOIA requests. So I'm just asking you guys if you guys advice, if you think I should also keep those letters directly requesting for instance, Chief Hall from the Buckeye Police Department requesting him to move that case. Just keep sending them in. Just keep sending them in. That's what I'm trying to say. If you guys think I should do that as well, with those FOIA requests, I just really did the FOIA request for you guys. If you guys want to try to get some of your Freedom Information Act type stuff, but let me know in the chats what you guys think. I really truly appreciate the feedback on that. Also, let's see who else I got here. Thank you, Aaron, again. So much love. You, Papa, and Daniel's mama and siblings. Thanks so much. I'm so sorry for this separation. Yes, but you know what? God knows all, and He will take care of it. Also, thank you, T and Wildflower. Yes, he is a very wonderful young man. Very young, wonderful young man. When I find him, you guys, bring him on the Q&A, and you guys will see why. Also, you guys, sorry about that. That's my phone. I meant to turn the ringer off. You guys, let's see here. Thank you, Mary. Thanks to Mary for being here tonight, and being a part of this Q&A prime time. The question is Fort Hakachuka nearby? Maybe fellow comrades can help you in your search. I never heard of that base. If that's a base, I never heard of it, so I'm not sure. I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no, but we do have an Air Force base that's near to where Daniel allegedly went missing, and those guys would come out to the searches. They had some higher ups that would come out to help, and he'd go on base, and him and another young man go out to the base and try to get troops out, and on occasions on my searches, I did have troops out there. So really good to have other military people on the ground searching with me. So yes, but other than that base there, I never heard of. That's if it's a base, I never heard of it. All right. Also, thank you, Leah, for being here. Thanks so much for coming out this evening, PM channel. Thank you so much. You guys have more questions? I will look for that capital letter Q, the question marks, or the word question. Thank you, Madison. Just like Madison here, as I'm coming down. Question from Madison on Facebook side is there anything that caught your attention that was never found at his apartment or near his car? I can't think of anything. One thing that was that never was found, right? To this day, and I think it's one of the strangest things. Well, Daniel's job, the same guy that came knocking looking for Daniel, Daniel's one of his friends. But his job was always constantly asking me about this hydro pack. And I don't know what a hydro pack is. And this is my assumption, you guys, because when I start putting it together, it sounds more like a camelback. I don't know if you guys know what a camelback is, those things you carry on your back for water when you're out there in the desert or wherever you hiking or whatever the case may be. We use it in the military when we're overseas downrange. And but I'm assuming that's what they're talking about. But whatever this hydro pack is, they was harassing me for it. Asking me it was in Daniel's vehicle. Like they was really looking for this thing. I wonder if it was in his apartment. And that's not saying the guy had SS, and I want to throw no conspiracy theories out there. But the only person, my son Daniel, did not some reason he did not give his sister a spare key to his apartment. But I do know that he have his friends, and I don't know if somebody has spare, but somebody was there looking for something in his apartment, and I wonder if that's what it was they were looking for. But it's hydro pack or anything. So that's whatever that is. I still to this day haven't found it. Haven't my investigator haven't found it in the vehicle. So whatever hydro pack is, that's one thing I always often wonder what is missing from his car or his Jeep or his apartment. Just wanted to confirm if license, wallets, registration, cash, or anything like that was not found. I don't know about the cash or and that's the hardest part for me. I had to rely on his sister. Of course, she's in Arizona, and her and Daniel, she rode in his vehicle before quite a bit, so she can know what's in the vehicle, what's not, and she never did express any of those things. I have never been in Daniel's vehicle, and so and this what he carries in there, I wouldn't know exactly, and stuff like that. So one day, once we do some more inventory of the vehicle, then I would know probably most likely. For now, I don't have a full inventory because my investigator at the time didn't give me a full inventory, just basically pictures and stuff. I can go from there. Also, I'm waiting on law enforcement to go through that vehicle and inventory it. Thanks so much for the question, Madison. Also, thank you, Skilo, for being here this evening. I really appreciate it. I'm here supporting from Tucson. Thank you so much for coming from Tucson. Really nice area. I look for Daniel in every face I pass, and that's I really appreciate that because that's all it really takes. That's the hope that I have that Daniel's escape somehow, and he's out there somewhere, and somebody like you said yourself could spot him. I am still handing out flyers. Thank you so much. I won't stop looking. I thank you so much, Skilo. That's very helpful, and I really appreciate. God bless you for that. And speaking of that, you guys, you got wanting the flyers. You guys want to pass out flyers. I'm still doing flyer distribution, you guys. I really need those flyers out there to reach that person or persons that may know something. They can utilize the tip line you guys see on the bottom of the screen. I pay for that service, and it's 24 hours, 7 days a week. Live operator take your call, and then, like I said, you can remain anonymous if you like. Even if you don't want to talk to anybody, no live operator, anybody, you can still remain anonymous and put in your report by texting the word tip to that same number. Form will come up. Like I said, you can remain anonymous. Thank you so much. If you guys know something, it's time to talk now. It's been almost 2 years. It's time to let your humanity prevail over anything. It's time to speak out and just be honest and truthful. What do you know? I know it's hard sometimes. Sometimes we have this thing about snitching or whatever the case may be, but this is a matter that's really hurtful for a family. Family have to deal with that. And I came up from a neighborhood that says things like that, but I would say, don't want to do time, don't do the crime. So we all need to try to police each other. Also, Christine, thank you so much for being here. Sending prayers that you will have answers soon. I watched another show about Daniel the other day. I'm glad his story is still out there. Don't give up, and I would like to hear about that. It's kind of kind of hurtful sometimes when I think that Daniel's case is trying, is dying off with the media, and that's why I'm trying really hard here on the Q&A, you guys, to spread Daniel's story. Trying to do what I can on social media. But when it comes to what you're saying, I have not seen Daniel's story out floating around. Maybe when you say that, that may give me some hope as well that somebody is still carrying Dan's story. I am reaching out to different all the time, reaching out to the same agencies and the same producers and you name it, trying to get back on the air again with Daniel's story. And so hopefully I get lucky and get that opportunity to do so to keep carry Daniel's story another year. And so that's important to get that story. Because I talked to people in South Carolina, haven't even heard about Daniel's story. Some that do hear about it. I can walk down the street and somebody sometimes point me out and say, hey, you Mr. Robinson, and that's always encouraging as well. That means somebody heard, but then there's others when you go pass out flyers that didn't hear. So, but that's why it's important to keep Daniel's story rolling, to make sure you cover much people you can. It's a lot of people in this country. Thank you, PM Channel, for your questions. Have you received any feedback from the letter written mail in protest? I have gotten some. I can tell that is working by officials who reaching out. That your protest, your letters going in is giving an effect, having an effect, is what I'm saying. As in direct letters to me, no, I haven't had any direct letters from Buckeye. Of anything, even the one I have sent to them myself. Like I said before, just a while ago, I don't expect Buckeye to ever do anything right. I don't expect for them to do that. The only time I hear from Buckeyes, they need something. How's Daniel's mother and siblings coping? Like any family member, I know that it's got to be hard for them. His mother, I don't get to talk to her much at all, but I know that any mother will be suffering right now with their missing son. She birthed them, and that's going to be very hard. His siblings, of course, they're handling the situation the best way they can. Everybody handle things a lot differently. So yes, it's very hard, especially I know coming up to this 2-year mark for the family totality. Yeah, it's gonna be rough, very rough. It's rough now. Is even imagining that. And I'm praying and asking God to prevail and intervene and bring me answers. Bring us answers, family. Bring us all, you guys too as well, answers to what happened to my son and bring him back home. So that's what I'm hoping for. Thanks so much, Madison, for being here as well. Again, I think we should definitely keep the letters. Thank you, and I think you give me that feedback. I really appreciate it. I could go ahead and put that back up there along with those mail stuffers, you guys. I do have one vote so far of bringing the letters back. If I get a couple more people, I would definitely feel comfortable about doing that. I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing, Madison. Not saying you're wrong about that. I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. This thing you guys think is effective, and you guys would be willing to send those letters. One thing I've been thinking about as well, Madison, is that I was trying to make it easier for people to participate. Say, hey man, you giving us all the stuff to send off. That type thing. Sometimes I like to think about other people's feelings as well to make sure that I'm not over asking. I asked for you guys, a lot of you guys over the almost 2 years now. You guys have been tremendous in helping me my efforts. I mean, like I said, I look back at it. There's some things I would write in my book, you guys, that I've been writing all my life. That's another story about me. It's not about me to talk about, but people that know me know I've been writing this book since I was in high school. And that's one of the things that I will be adding about the love that I've seen when I went out to reach out to people, strangers, people I don't know. I'm one of those people that it's hard to ask anybody for anything. And to be able to ask people to come out to help me search, ask people for donations and so on. And everybody's showing out. You guys can see everybody showed up, and it is amazing. There's some testaments I'll never ever forget for the rest of my life. So, but yes, definitely let me know what you guys think again. Along with Madison, she thinks that I should bring back those letters and put those on the website for you guys to be able to mail in every week. And of course, I can easily do that. Thank you, Madison. I might just put it up there just because you said so, because definitely want to make sure if people think that they're willing and want to send a letter, maybe I need to recraft the letter. Of course, I have to change the date, update the dates on it, or I wish I can put something up there that's what's that thing where you kind of fill in the blocks or whatever, so you guys can kind of whenever you decide to send it out, that way you can update it, just the date or whatever the case may be. But thanks so much, Madison, for your feedback on that. Also, thank Anissa again for the super chat. Again, I really appreciate you so much. You know that over and over again. I really, truly appreciate you and your husband. Thank you so much. If you can share, what is the leading theory of where his vehicle was the day before it magically reappeared in the desert? And you know what? My theory is, and it's my theory because the theory I have, you guys, like I say, is based on, I want to say facts almost. because I have so much evidence, some things that would lead to say whatever Buckeyes tried to resist. Think about the ironicies of a vehicle matching Daniel's description, sitting on the side of the road, and the road that is sitting on happened to be the same as that road that the first well site is on, right? And it have the and the guy who found him and his wife, and when he described the damage, he's somebody beat the windshield on both sides. The impressions on the windshield that we see now on the vehicle, he described the front end damage, things like that. But it was pressed up against this. I've got krill soaked tree, or whatever how you say those things. But it was pressed up against that off the side of the road. When he gave me the picture, it's very blurry, of course. And the Buckeye Police Department, with a blurry picture, ruled it out over a blurry picture. Said, "Oh, that's not his vehicle. It's not his vehicle because the rims don't look the same or something like that." How you know when you didn't even see the vehicle yet? So it's almost like Buckeye was telling on himself for something when you could say that's not the vehicle and the wheels, right? And you haven't even seen the vehicle yet. They haven't seen that vehicle yet to make that determination. Said the vehicle wasn't even found yet. And I was able to put those picture of my son after the fact. What he sent to me, the better picture of that vehicle. So the thing is, those things that kind of make it suspicious to me about certain things I keep dealing when it comes to the Buckeye Police Department. But like I say, my theory is because of that vehicle sitting there on the side of the road, and is the only way in and out to that well site. You have to pass the spot to get to the well site. You have to pass the spot to get out the well site, and it so happened to be there. And there's so many other things that I wish I can tell you guys as part of the investigation that I do know about that area. I can put it that way. And nothing is. It's too many ironicies and too many close connections for things not to be Daniel Truck. The other instance is with the Buckeye Police Department. Their hesitancy, and they still to this day will not. I still can't find out when I try to reach out to the towing company, but who towed the vehicle away? This is something that should be registered by the state. I know in South Carolina is that way. If a vehicle is on the side of the road, for instance, the state trooper will put a sticker on it. Once you put that sticker on it, you put it in a database, and any tow company can come and grab that vehicle off the side of the road. But they have to put it in the system that we picked it up and we have it in our facility. So they can tell if whoever vehicle it is, you got to pay us for storage to get your vehicle, basically, right? And so those things should be documented somewhere, and it's not being that way, and I can't get the information. So long story short, Buckeye know, but they have not wanted to provide, say who told it away, right? And the irony, the guy, when he went to check on the vehicle, it was moved. I mean, he just saw it there, went home, go grab some stuff, and on the way back, he went there and he called me and said, "Hey, somebody told." Before I can get there, because I told Buckeye I was on the way up there to go look at it. Somebody towed it away, right? 2 days later, magically, oh, your son's vehicle in the desert. So I kind of look at the too many ironicies. The ironicies of that. The ironicies of the Buckeye saying they can't get no information from Daniel's Uconnect on his vehicle. What's the ironicy of that being sabotage or not sabotage, but acting up, whatever, messing up, for lack of words, and or the cell phone pings or this they some kind of way, or they say, hey, they got a guy come in from who never seen Daniel's vehicle, talking about he a national expert. But if you're a national expert, you put your name with Buckeye, and you never seen my son's vehicle, never physically touch it, but you're gonna make a report and you accept that, I question that guy. So the thing is, they got this guy come in and also saying the opposite, trying to say the opposite of facts, data, facts. I don't care how expert and nicely you put it on a piece of paper with numbers and this and that. He's rebutting facts on the ground. So it's too much with the theory I have. You say the leading theory for myself is, the vehicle, something happened at the first well site area, and later the vehicle was put out there. So yes, that's how I look at it. That's what I see. Also, but as in to match that up with the phone calls and things like that, that's the part that gets me, because see, I don't, I just know that these calls was coming to Daniel's phone. Only thing we could see, we cannot see him speak to nobody. We can't verify he was the one receiving the calls when his job called him or whatever. Like I said, these calls seem like there was missed calls because they was going back and back. The person called and Daniel's supposed to call back, and the first call, something like it seemed that way to me. But I'm saying, you guys, it was some calls that morning when Daniel was supposed to go to that second well site. Of course, like I said, he received a call from Ken asking him not to come to the well site. So it's so much stuff with that go along with what, like I said, what happened out there in that vehicle sitting on the side of the road versus that. Because I can be honest with you, I cannot say from that phone call with Daniel going up to the well site, you guys, I cannot see that those two, like I said, that's 30 days later, almost 30 days later, when that vehicle was sitting on the side of the road over there. So, that's my leading thing right now. It has something to do with that vehicle sitting on the side of the road. So that's why I'm at Nissa when it comes to that. It was placed out there in that desert area. It probably was also placed in that area where it was found, where it was sitting on the side of the road. I don't know, because it is near the first well site. Also, I don't know how long it's been sitting there. Also, you have there, let's see. Okay, that was it. Thank you, Anissa, for the question. Also, thank you, Aaron, for being here again. Like I said, sending. Thanks for, also, thank you, Tia Wildflower. I think sending both letters. Oh, yes, thank you. Okay, so you're saying the same thing, Aaron. I think sending both the letters and the mail stuffers are good, but the point is to just send something so people do what you can say, or do something so people do what you can. Right, and so that's the thing is, I think I was really trying to get the numbers in. TNY Flowers get the numbers of letters going in. If those stuffers was easier for people to send 10 at a time or 100 at a time, whatever numbers you can, right? I'll try to make it easier. And one of the things was, I think with the letters, I was just thinking that, of course, there's a couple things come with the letter, especially with the FOIA stuff. People want something sent back, so they want to put their return address, on the letter as well. They want to put their information, so those departments mail them something back. But you're not going to do that to 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do it to one of them. And so I'll try to make it easier. Maybe just, if y'all don't have to worry about nothing coming back, you just send the letters out. Just put the information, the addresses on, and just send them out. Not worrying about something having to come back. So I guess I can go ahead and put the letters back again, and that way so people can have it both ways. For those who want to do it that way, and those who just want to do stuff, I kind of make that clear. You can do it either way, but it's all about the bulk numbers. What I'm really looking for, you guys, is to get those departments' attention and get all those letters coming in at one time. T.N. Wildflower, thank you again for your question. Is there a restriction in filing a missing person report with Maricopa County since one was already filed with Buckeye? And that's one thing, you saying that, and that's the thing came to me a couple weeks ago. Just go ahead and officially file a missing person report with the Maricopa County for their own, open up their own case. You know what I'm saying? They'll start a new one. So I'm going to try that. And because I think I tried that with the Tempe Police Department, and they're trying to say, oh, it's a Buckeye case, that's one of the things that one of Larnell, he's a police officer himself, and he said, from his experience, it's hard to believe that Buckeye was so quick to accept that case, right? When most police department would do exactly what Tempe do, try to find a way to send it to somebody else with something like that, kind of pass the ball over or whatever. And so that's exactly what they did. So I don't know what Maricopa County would do. So that is one step that I'm going to do as well. I'm just trying to find a better avenue of doing it that way and try to file a missing person report there and give all the information that I have from that point. So that's probably one angle as well that I would be doing again. So thanks so much, T and Wildflower. Midnight Rain, thank you for being here as well, keeping you and your family thoughts and prayers. Thanks so much for being on the YouTube side. Mary, thank you again. Home, 10th Cav, Buffalo Soldier. Okay. for 20 years. Okay, Sierra Vista, Arizona. And I didn't know that. I didn't know they had a military base in an Army base in Arizona. I just know about the Air Force. But yes, I don't know how close that is at all. You say 10th Cav. I know about 1st Cav in Fort Hood, Texas. And, they was right next to us, 36 engineers. So let me see here. And thank you, T. Wildflower. I will keep telling Daniel's story. I keep on working on that. Also, Madison, thank you from Philadelphia area. I am making sure to spread the word. My higher podcast did a really great interview with you, David, and very informative. And I suggest everyone to check it out. Yes. I really appreciate them doing that for me. And I don't know why their name just slipped my mind just now. I wanted to say her name. Her and her husband Josh. You can remind me her name, Madison. Oh my God, they'll kill me. My mind I had a brain fart just now. But the thing is, they did a very good job, and they flew me out to Colorado, um, um, picked me up from the airport, from the hotel, and brought me into the studio. And I mean, they treated me. The hospitality is amazing, you guys. Very amazing people. Just sometimes people you see them on podcasts and you'll know what people are there acting or that's just really their personality. Yes, these people are very wonderful people. Matter of fact, they gave a very large donation as well to my cause to try to help me in my efforts with Daniel. At the time, I was asking you guys for help with the forensics at the time. Thank God I didn't go too far with that, just with the cell phone. But the thing is, definitely, like I said, wonderful people. And I'm really fishing right now for the name to get the names, make sure I get their names before I say it wrong. But I know her husband as well. And see here, T and Wildflower. Thank you again. Maybe since we have done a FOIA request already, the next set of letters to Maricopa County and Tempe should tell them what jurisdiction change we want jurisdictional change, similar to the Buckeye letter. Yes, and definitely with the Maricopa County, the letter should go with the Maricopa County as well as Buckeye, like I'm always doing already. Tempe, at one point we're fighting, my team and I fighting to make Tempe do the right thing. They should have did it in the first place. Took that case. There was their case at the beginning, and we probably wouldn't have never had this problem in the first place. But with all those changes, I kind of have a reluctancy with Tempe now because it'd probably be like hitting a stone wall with them. But yeah, we'll see. Also, thank you, Tracy. I see this. They keep the letters. I will bring those letters back. That's another vote, you guys. Also, T and Wildflower, will you speak again to either the Tempe and or Maricopa County City Council meetings? I will need to be doing that again. I haven't, you guys, I have a lot of things going on in the background, slowing out a lot of progress for the last few weeks now. But you guys pray for me and pray for my family as well. But pray that I can get those things back rolling again, being at these city council meetings. But I am dealing with state officials right now in Arizona, so that's a plus as well. So definitely, yes, I will be doing that again, city council meetings. Also, Mary, thank you again for being here. FBI needs to step in now, and there are too many coincidences with the car, and there's also the fact that my son went missing in the crime scene. So yes, I agree with you, Mary, on that. Too many things going on. Barry, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, seeing your presence here. Thank you so much. As you guys know, she's the vice president of the Daniel Robinson Foundation, team member elsewhere, a team member as well as a great friend of mine. So thank you so much for being here, and moderator. Thank you so much for being here this evening and sharing your time as well. I know how busy you are, but you was able to get in this evening. So thank you so much. God bless you. Also, thank you, Anissa, again for your super chat. I truly appreciate you. You're just an amazing person. Question here is which forensics have already been conducted on Daniel's vehicle? Which forensics still needs to be completed? Well, the only thing that the Buckeye Police Department did, I told you guys, I have it already. They cannot ever say they did not. They did forensics on the scene. they're trying to deceive you guys on that report. I have the detective personally on recorded line telling me, reminding me, because I couldn't remember exact words he was telling me, but I remember I have the details of him telling me the reasons why he didn't do any forensics on the scene. And that's because he didn't see anything that warrants that, right? Just looking at the scene, to him, he didn't see anything that would warrant trying to do any type of forensics. The forensics came after they threatened me to get that vehicle out of their compound. They gave it over to me, threatened me to get out of there. I asked them to hold it for 3 days. That's the only reason why I was still sitting in their compound for 3 days. They actually finally he agreed. The same detective agreed to hold it for 3 days. And within that 3 days, I was able to secure a meeting with Chief Hall and the same group, his whole department, and to inquire about my son's vehicle and everything that was found and everything about my son's case. That's when, even then, they also in that meeting also recorded meeting to admit they didn't do any forensics. I was really upset about it, you guys. And to make a long story with that, Anissa, I demanded. I didn't know what to ask for. I'm not a forensic expert. All I could think of was fingerprinting, because I was asking them what made me get uptight is the fact they keep saying, I say, y'all said y'all didn't see any blood in the vehicle. I mean, did y'all check for blood? No. So y'all didn't see with your eyes any blood. I said, how you know blood wasn't in the vehicle? You didn't see it, but how you know? Did y'all use some kind of chemical? Do I have some luminol or whatever kind of stuff? You know, I don't know the name terminologies, but no, they did not do it. Right. So I demanded it. I asked Chief Hall at the time. I said, look, man, y'all, I need some fingerprints done. I need to see if somebody else is in that vehicle. I just say fingerprints, but they did a swabbing of the steering wheel and the shifter, and they call that doing forensics work. And they're satisfied with that. You know, any law enforcement satisfied with that, I call their badge. They should take their badge off and give it off and quit, because that's not doing forensics work. There's airbags. Everybody know, any genius and non-genius would even know, the airbags deploy. They pull off, they hit you, and they're gonna take some DNA. The clothing, if that was surely Daniel's clothing on the ground, airbags release chemicals. Those chemicals will be in those clothings. Let's see that. You get what I'm saying? If that's even the clothing that was on inside that vehicle when the airbag deployed. We don't recognize the clothes. Let's make sure it's Daniel's clothing. You know what I'm saying? Those things. A lot of items in there, Anissa, hair fibers, the passenger side airbags, the rear airbags, all the airbags deployed. We want to see who all was in this vehicle, right? We want to find out who all was in this vehicle, who all was involved. So those things had to be done. There's rare transfer paint as well on the vehicle that need to still have forensics done to it. The vehicle just need to be processed properly, you guys. That's the bottom line, and it haven't been done. So only thing that have been done on that vehicle so far, under my request, you guys see in that report of Buckeye, is the not fingerprint, the swabbing of the steering wheel and the shifter, and they call that forensics work. All right, MC. All right, let's see if I got it. I'm going to go down, you guys, a little faster. So if you guys have any questions, Josh and Kim, there you go. Josh and Kendall, that's it. I want to say thank you so much, Team Wildflower, putting in wonderful people. Kendall Ray, that's right. And Josh, that's right. Thanks so much. I really appreciate you guys. That really helped me, because those are wonderful people, and I'm glad you put that up. Thank you, Madison, again, as well. Kendall, that's right. Very, 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 very good people. Like I said, you guys, the hospitality was wonderful. They brought me in, flew me in. They flew me into Colorado and did the interview, sent me back to Arizona, fed me and all that. So very, very good people. This is really nice to meet them and to have been on their podcast. So yes, very wonderful people. You guys go check that out. They did a really good job. They know what they're doing. That's the reason why you can call them professionals. So they're really good. It's some of the things they were doing is better than some of the interviews I have done with the networks. So I really enjoyed their studio. They have a really nice studio, and the people that's working with them as well. And let's see, Paula, thanks so much for being here. Respectfully, I feel that emails and sending tweets to their accounts is more effective, and you can do it in abundance, and that is true. So I can work on that too, Paula. That's a good idea. I have been emailing Chief Hall, City Council members, governor, mayor, with no response. It's a blue wall. Yes. So you can feel that too, Paula. MSOs responded and stated that the request to change jurisdiction has to come from you. It has came from me. So they did get that already. They already have that request. They had that long before I even started this thing. I keep on emailing and tweeting. Thanks so much. And that's what I'm looking for, Paula, is to like I told law enforcement, look, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be a thorn in your flesh, So it's gonna be like that. We're gonna have some movement. You guys just got to keep pushing on it. Got to keep on pressing that button. You know what I'm saying? Keep pressing that button. And I know that so they can't help but doing things because there are some things in the background, you guys, in the movement and the works, and just keep pressing that button, and we won't get Dane's case. I will get those forensics done. That should be done. They're going to take possession of Daniel's Jeep. They're going to relieve me of the costly payments that I have to house all this forensics and stuff. It's costly, you guys. Like I said, money don't grow on trees. In my instance, not the money don't keep constantly coming in to be able to take care of everything like that. And that's putting my son's stuff in jeopardy. And that's when law enforcement is liable for those things. All of them. That's Maricopa County, as well as the Buckeye Police Department. They're gonna be liable if something was to happen with this evidence before it being processed. Oh yes, there's gonna be some hell to pay. I could put it that way. Also, I'm doing the best I can to house it. Also, T and Wildflower, thanks so much. Stay encouraged, everyone. Together, we are an army. We got this. That's what I'm saying, you guys. This is a grassroots thing. I have not done this by myself. I'm a father. You guys probably can tell I'm a person that I would go all out, and I will. At the same time, you need a team. You got to have people. My uncle told me that when I first, it's like he was prophesying something. He said this when I first made it to Arizona. I didn't know how much that's going to cost. I knew I was out there trying to go find my son. And I got in a hotel room, and he said, as long as you have people, you have power. You're going to have to say people will help, David. As long as you keep the people, you have power. And I have been seeing that from day one. You guys, like I said, you guys been coming out to them searches, finding other, bringing closures with other families, finding human remains, solving other crimes. And that's what I'm saying. You hear this, nobody from the city of Buckeye, the mayor, the city council members, the city manager, none of them. Maricopa County, that's their jurisdiction as well. My searches, you guys, personally, I was there, found cracked to solve a case for the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. Did we get a thank you for that? No. I'm telling you guys, we solved the case for them. They the ones looking for a missing persons, missing car, stolen car, right? That was reported to them, and but we found it. They didn't find it. We found it. You know what I'm saying? So the point is, I'm saying, you guys, there's a lot of things you guys may not hear because, of course, there's not news for them. The police department's not going to put that out. You name it. So the thing is, I'm saying is, yeah, we're Army. Here it is. The police department's out there for the few times they went to search and count on your hand, and they didn't find a construction cone. They ain't found their own toenails out there. They couldn't even see their own hands out there. But we found human remains. We found, like I said, solved a crime. We also found other articles of clothing that could be another criminal thing that happened. You name it. Cell phones out there. We was actually looking. You could tell the difference when somebody actually looking for something, or they're just going through the motions so they can write it on paper. We did. They got the resources to burn. They can burn some fuel to fly across and say, "Oh, we're just scanning this area. Oh, we don't see nothing. Keep going." Same analogy I keep using over and over again. Somebody say, "Mr. Robinson, can you go in that cabinet in the kitchen and get that grape jelly out this cabinet? It's in the first cabinet. Can you go in there and look in there and get that grape jelly out there?" And I go to the cabinet, open it up, look in there, and there's a bunch of stuff in there. And I open it up and look with my eyes, and I don't see it, and I shut it back. Say, "Nope, it's not there." But at least I can write on paper. I went to go look, right? So that's what the way the law enforcement was approaching Daniel's case. They go out for your guys' sake and look, but they're not really looking because they're not finding anything, right? Because they didn't go back and really put the efforts there. I've seen put the pictures up, you guys, of Buckeye saying they did this massive search. If you guys look at the words they utilize on these documents and stuff, you'll have an opinion that, man, they went to have they had all these dolls, they had all this stuff. But then when you look at the evidence, the pictures that they have themselves, you can literally count the officers and the vehicles out there. It was no massive search out there for Daniel. So the point is I'm trying to make you guys is one of those things where it's a motion of things. So they can say, hey, we're gonna send you guys go out there and go look for this guy or whatever. It's not no big effort like they would in some cases you guys seen. They have the FBI out there, there's every police organization working together, and they're going out with all this people and with volunteers on the ground, working with volunteers as well, and go look for somebody. Daniel did not ever have that with law enforcement from day one, and so that's the only one of the biggest regrets I have with law enforcement is to seeing that thing that I have to see when I was out there for 3 months trying to get Daniel's story out there, not knocking off somebody else's case. They deserve that. You guys know what I'm talking about, the Petito case. They deserve that. That family deserved that attention the way those things was done. But Daniel do too, is what I'm saying, you guys. And you did not see that effort. And that's what those kind of efforts like that brings results. You see, they found those people, it brings results. But when law enforcement doing half-ass, I'm using the word half-ass stuff, call it searching, this is the results you get. Nothing. Don't find a construction zone cone out there. But yet people on the ground like myself and you guys are finding human remains, finding these articles, things, solving another crime, that type stuff. So that's what I'm saying. That's where you actually doing your job. Madison, thanks so much for your question. If you're able to share, is there any new leads or anything? 2 years too long. Yeah, but I won't be able to share some things I do have, Madison, other than what I do put in the public already. Some things that I'm waiting on law enforcement to do. That's I can say. There are some things that law enforcement just need to look into, and they know those things. Those things, even Sheriff Zone and the rest of them, we put it out there. They know some of these things. I can say there's some questions about, I can't say it this way. When I had to get my own information from the cell phone, you guys know I'm trying to get forensics done on everything, but I had to start with cell phone. And some of the information I got from that cell phone would go with the theory that maybe Daniel did never make it to this first well site, right? Or if you look at it this way, let's say if he made it to the second well site, I'm going to say, let's say if he did make it to that second well site that day somehow, and that dude said, he said, I was sleepy and I want to go back to Phoenix to rest or whatever you tried to say. If I was to look at it that way and believe that story, which I don't, if I want to believe that story, it could be something opposite what the Buckeye Police Department tried to utilize this guy's statement and say, oh, he was acting odd and strange or something. He was acting weird. Use that as a statement to say, hey, he was acting strange. No, it wasn't strange if a person, because his movements on that night would suggest that Daniel was up very late. I'm not going to say where those movements were located, but he was up very late, all the way to the wee hours of the morning. So, of course, if he was the phone moving around that late at night after midnight, if he made it to a second well site, yeah, dang right, he'll be sleepy. You're getting up and you have to be at the first well site at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's about to rain or something they're claiming, and you want to go home and rest or whatever. Yes, that makes sense. That's not odd and strange. You're tired, right? So the thing is, so some of the things that Buckeye law enforcement yet today, even with the Tempe Police Department pulling forensics from that, have yet to even speak about the things that I had to find myself doing my own investigation with the limited resources that they have. Law enforcement have all the resources. They have the law behind them. They have things like warrants behind them. They have those things, but yet they did not produce nothing. That's what I'm saying, you guys. So far, the Buckeye Police Department have brought us one step closer. Everything you hear, like I'm telling you guys tonight, came from my own efforts, my own investigation. Everything that you know about Daniel's case. Also, thank you so much, Barry, for your question. All right, I really appreciate your question. Thanks so much for being here. You put a smile on my face. Thank you so much for being here. Did you ever find out why Ken was at the well until 3 p.m. with no one from Majors there the day Daniel went missing? No, I did not. And it makes a lot of sense what you're saying, because that's not a one man's job, right? And he's not there to do the job that Daniel and Matrix New World supposed to be doing. So that's also some questionable things as well. Why would he be there, like you say, at 3 o'clock? And the other question is to that, Barry, is why in the heck that if he was so concerned that he claimed he was, he's talking about they was giving me information off and on throughout the day. You not one time called a man phone. I personally, I can't say what people should do or can't do, but it would make more sense to me if a person really was caring, if I cared, and somebody went off in some weird way. I don't see him for 30 minutes later, like, what happened? I'm calling him like, man, you coming back or what's going on? Why are you going straight to skip that task and go straight to the job you claiming? And you say you reach out to the job. So for them to tell them what just happened, you told them what just happened because you tell them your version of the story, what really happened that day. You tell them some version of the story. And so the point is, that's what it sounds like to me. But the thing is, I'm saying Barry, I'm sorry for your question. At 3 p.m., the weirdest thing for him to even call around that time. He called around that time, missed call, of course, on Daniel's record around that time. You wait all day, and you say you're hearing from the off and on periodically from the job, but then you wait at the end of the day, and then you call around 3 something that evening to have a missed call on the log or something. I don't know. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on there. But no, I didn't ever find out why he was at the well and who was there to replace him. But I do know because it wouldn't make sense. They say, "Oh, well, we're gonna send somebody else to replace." I never heard Major say they sent anybody to replace Daniel that day, and he can't. That's not a one man's job. So why would he be there to 3 o'clock? You do make a lot of sense with that. But that's some of the things we ask you guys. Law enforcement that's the responsibility as well. That just show you the poor work that they do, the Buckeye Police Department. But yes, we need to check into that. Thank you. I know you're gonna remind me of that in our personal chat, so remind me of that, please, and I'll look into it. T and Wildflower, thanks so much, Mary. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that your comment there. Let's see what else I got. T and Wildflower. Thank you. That's all the questions. I'll see you in more questions, you guys. I really truly appreciate you guys being here on this Q&A prime time. It's been a rough, and I can tell you guys this. You probably saw like I missed a couple Q&As, especially the morning ones. Oh man, it's been really rough. Some things that been going on in the background we have to take care of, and it has me up to about 5 and 6 in the morning. So you can imagine if I'm up 5 or 6 in the morning, I have to be on a Q&A. It's not going to happen that morning. I just put it that way. And so that's what ended up happening, you guys. And but having to take care of a whole lot at one time, you have to have a real good scheduling team or things like that to keep things in proper order. And then the unexpected happens as well. So you look at things like that. So, but thank you guys for bearing with me and being a part of this Q&A. Again, you guys want to have any information about the disappearance of my son, you can utilize that number. You can remain anonymous. I truly appreciate it. And this is also the number, you guys, for the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. You guys, it's their responsibility. They need to take their responsibility and open up a independent investigation to my son's disappearance, open up a criminal case. And they need to take that responsibility. This is a number, you guys. If you guys want to call this number and voice your concerns or whatever the case may be, Sheriff Pizzone is the sheriff there. You guys, so please, by all means, every effort helps out. So thank you so much for everything you guys have been doing. If you guys want flyers again, I will tell you that's on the bottom of the screen there. If you guys want flyers, please email us. Please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. Team member will send those flyers out to you. Matter of fact, Sophia, she would send those flyers out to you guys. We truly want you guys to get those flyers out there. I think T and Wildflower, I hope you finally got your flyers. If not, I'm going to have to meet you, talk about those things as well. But we definitely want to get those flyers out there, and I want to keep them flowing. So if you guys need flyers, please help find Daniel yahoo.com. Also, there's a public number that I have there along with the website. So don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. to help the algorithms. We're at 3,000 subscribers. And, the more we get, the better, you guys, the more the merrier. Daniel's story can go out a little farther. I can, definitely get, some help in this case. Saying get more people involved, the better. And let me see here. That's all I have, you guys. I don't think I have any more questions. Let me see here to make sure. Okay, I just want to put your comment up there, Madison. Everything about Daniel case is so strange. Nothing makes sense. Someone knows something, and this should upset everyone to hear the story, because the police are supposed to help us, not make it harder. And that's what it feels like they make it harder. So much love to you, David, and your family and team. You guys are amazing and inspirational. I think it's inspiring. Also, we will find Daniel. Yes. One thing I want to say about the team, you guys, and I'm glad you said that, Madison. Yes, I have a wonderful group of people around me. Wonderful. They call themselves the aunties and uncle, and they're very wonderful people and working hard as well. Despite of everything they have to do themselves, they have things going on as well. They have to take care of in life, businesses, and you name it, and they take time out of their schedules and things and work really hard in the efforts of finding Daniel. So I really appreciate them. I just want to point that out. Also, Elena, thanks so much. Sending love and light. I really appreciate you coming off the Facebook side. Thank you so much. Let's see. That name looked familiar. That's why I'm looking at it real hard. I don't know. Let's see here. I've been following for quite some time, hoping that you get some assistance in finding your son and closure for your family. Thanks so much, Elena. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Barry, thanks so much again. Remember to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, you guys. Your notification, hit that bell. You know that I come every Wednesday. I have the morning Q&A as well as the Q&A prime time. So you guys can definitely join in. And again, you guys, if you know anybody who have a missing loved one and want to come on this Q&A and talk about the story, I definitely want to share their story. I want to be a part of helping get the word out. I'm not the biggest channel. I'm not Kendall Ray. That's what I put here. That is a big YouTube channel, and that is well deserved. And they can get out to many people. But I just want to be able to share someone's story and do my part. You guys help me. I want to be able to help others as well along this journey. So please, by all means, if you got a story you want to tell, please hit us up. Please help find Daniel. Please help find Daniel at yahoo.com, and make sure you let us know. And I would like to have you on here. All right, hit that share button as well. You guys share the channel with as many people as you can. All right, God bless you guys. I will be getting out of here. I think that's it, Barry and everybody. So again, I'll see you next week. I'm really thinking about, I know the team is going to jet to this. I'm really thinking about doing one more Q&A a week. Keep it on Wednesdays, but also add an extra day. I might be putting a lot on my plate, but the reasons why for a little while I'm thinking about doing it because I want to try to get more participation in the Q&A and try to grow the channel a little bit more, because I need to get Daniel's story out a lot farther, and I really need to get this pressure, keep this pressure on law enforcement. So I'm thinking about it, you guys. And if what you guys think, I would like to hear what you think as well. You can save it because I'm getting ready to get off now. But I know my team will give me some advisement on that. So I'll be talking to them about it. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see you on the next Q&A. All right, take care. Be blessed.